from the Seattle Center Coliseum, it's Super Basketball Saturday with the Girls AAA State Championship. Brought to you by Rainier Bank and by the Dairy Farmers of Washington. Shake up a good thing.
Welcome back to the Coliseum, where this afternoon we are bringing you live telecast of the AA and AAA Girls State Championship basketball game. We have one winner already crowned. That was Bainbridge over Seaholm in the AA Girls Championship, a one-sided game. We'll look for a little tighter matchup in the AAA game. Bruce King will be here to bring you the play-by-play along with Kathy Langston. Let's go back to Bruce at courtside.
Thank you, Rick, very much, and we welcome you back to the Coliseum in Seattle, Washington, where the AAA Girls Championship game is set to get underway. It will be Garfield against Renton. And Kathy, you know, you look for a matchup. You look at those two teams played earlier this year, and Garfield won that game 49-42. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting basketball game here this afternoon against a couple of pretty good teams.
I think it's going to be an excellent game. Again, they match up fairly well. They've both got strong inside players. They have excellent guards, both teams. Maybe the experience of Garfield might show here today. We'll see, though.
We talk about key players. We talk about how teams end up getting where they are. How do they end up in a state tournament like this? How do they end up at the championship bracket? And how do they end up in the final two? There was the final eight. Puyallup, Shadle Park, Fort Vancouver, Kamaiakum, Garfield, Renton, Auburn, and Snohomish. Only two survived. Then they moved to four, as you see. Coming up here, Fort Vancouver, Garfield, Renton, and Auburn. And then only two, Garfield and Renton. Garfield 25-3 and Renton 23-4. As we mentioned, a couple of good basketball teams. There's some very interesting players to keep an eye on here today. And as you'd mentioned, that sometimes you look in the center right here. You look, there's Garfield right here. It's Shelley Boston, a little 5'7" guard. She has averaging 11 points a game in the tournament, 9.2 during the regular season. She's a good player. She has to play well today for Garfield.
Yes, she does. She complements their other guard, though. And I think you'll see the two of them work very well together. She'd be the shooting guard.
Joyce Jones is the other guard, and she's also a good one. She's 5'5", during the season, averaging over 10 points a game. In the tournament, having a good tournament, averaging over 12 points a game. She is a senior, and it has to happen with those two people to make Garfield, turn really Garfield into a good basketball team.
Yes, I agree with you. Joyce is an excellent ball handler, very good court general. She runs the floor well, passes very well.
Okay, now let's look at Renton. Now, what about this Renton basketball team? Now, they lost to Garfield earlier. Nancy Darrow, 6-foot center right there. She's an outstanding player, I should say. North Puget Sound League co-player of the year this year in 1987, player of the year before, averaging 18 points a game in the tournament, and you know they're going to go inside to her.
Yes, they will. She runs the court very well. She's a good player for a big girl. Last night I watched her take the ball down like a point guard. She's just a good all-around athlete.
And then you look at SHANA Powell, the 5'8" guard, the junior, averaging 10 points a game here in the tournament. And again, someone who can go to the hoop and run the offense and make it happen.
Yes, she's going to be probably the key player, I really do think, today.
Okay, you look at Garfield now, coming into this tournament in 1980. The boys won it, and the girls won it.
Yes.
Do you think that Garfield can beat a Renton here today, or do you feel maybe Renton, after losing by 7 to Garfield earlier, can turn this thing around and make it work?
Well, I would give the edge to Garfield, I think, simply because both teams are in the finals, both Garfield teams. And I think that gives them a little edge. Maybe a little more desire, maybe not.
Maybe the crowd could be a factor here today. It's beginning to pick up a little bit. There are more people here to watch the AAA championship game. And I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be a lot of fun today between Garfield and Renton, a couple of powers in high school basketball. And really our pleasure to have an opportunity to bring you the girls' AAA championship game on statewide television today. You know, the boys play later this evening. You saw the early game today, and we're just very, very pleased that you're with us here. We have an opportunity to do something like this because it's a first for us.
It's exciting to be a part of the first.
Yeah. What kind of game do you think it'll be now, quickly?
Oh, I think it'll be a full-court press game. I know Garfield presses, and there'll be a lot of running. I think it'll be a very fast game. I think the new ball helps that.
Okay, that little basketball they play with, just a little bit smaller, but they can do a lot of things with it. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening tip-off of this, the AAA championship game between Garfield and Renton, right after this.
Imagine waking up to find everything just as good as it can be. Imagine having nothing but the best to look forward to.
Skies should be sunny for the rest of the century.
Now imagine the remarkable new Prius, imported by Mitsubishi, with front-wheel drive, an independent suspension, and the pure enjoyment of over 60 standard features, all for just over $5,000. The new Prius. Now that it's here, maybe everything else will fall into place. The new Prius, imported by Mitsubishi.
In Marysville, Ohio, it doesn't take much to draw a crowd.
Just up and died.
That's because Marysville is the home of Scott's Lawn Products.
Could have used some egostrial biosynthesis inhibitors.
So people understand how different Scott's products are.
And Trina is carrier bond and nitrogen.
So different, they're guaranteed. When all there is to do is watch the grass grow.
And the yard was only 2 years old.
You really get to know grass.
We welcome you back live to the Seattle Center Coliseum for the Garfield-Renton AAA Girls Championship game. And we've been looking forward all day to this one because it brings together, as we mentioned a moment ago, a couple of pretty good basketball teams. You know, you look at Garfield this year, they come into this tournament now with a championship game with a 25-3 record. They defeat POWELL 53-47. The opening round, they get by Auburn last night 59-47 to get here. They are ranked 6th in the final Associated Press poll this year. And Coach Ron Davis, this is his 3rd year coaching the varsity at Garfield. He's been there for 10 years, and his record 70-13. He's won one, finished 2nd once, 3rd once at Garfield. So this team knows how to play. It really does. And they're an outstanding basketball team. They lost 3 games. Well, Auburn they lost to 50-48, Juanita 53-45, and Inglemoor 48-42. Now, on the other side of the coin, you look at Renton. This is the first time that they've been in the finals. Their best finish before, well, that was only 6th. Coach Jim Hall in his 9th year with a great record, 137-72. He's assisted by Bill Gaines and Linda Riker. The enrollment at Renton High School, 1,200. At Garfield, 1,600. Now, the losses for Renton, as we mentioned, they got beat by Garfield 49-42. Evergreen defeated them 56-46. Kennedy 54-51, and Puyallup 49-41. But they have come back in this tournament, and they are ranked 7th in the final Associated Press poll. And they defeated Kamiakum 51-48 in the opening round, and they came back and defeated Fort Vancouver, a team I think a lot of people thought, Kathy, was going to be in the final here. They defeated Fort Vancouver by a score of 52-40 last night. So in the last 3 years, Jim Hall's record 51-19. And I think Jim Hall mentioning before about the reason that his team is playing well. He said they're playing well right now because they're playing as a team. And he said they had 18 assists and 21 shots last night in the win over Fort Vancouver, and that can make a big difference for a basketball team.
Definitely, definitely. The Renton team it's kind of like, you know, they happen to peak at the right time. Tournament time when you want to peak the most. This has been an interesting AAA tournament we've had. Well, actually, all the tournaments, because AA and AAA have the big team's been knocked off.
That's right.
Juanita was knocked off in the regionals. And
that's right. Okay, let's go now to the public address announcer in the starting lineup.
Let's welcome the Metro League champions with a 2nd place finish in the Sea King District, the Garfield High School Bulldogs. Number 11, Veronica Hicks. Number 12, Erica White. Number 24, Sabrina Bell. Number 33, Katrina Jackson. Number 40, Sherry Robinson. Number 45, Nicole Pleasant. Number 50, Jewel Wright. And now the starting 5. At guard, she's a 5'7" junior, number 25, SHELLY Boston. Also at guard, a 5'5" senior, number 32, Joyce Jones. At forward, a 5'9" junior, number 23, Colleen McLaughlin. At center, center, a 5'10" sophomore, number 22, Bridget Holmes. Also at center, she's a 6' senior, number 42, Laura Fuller. The head coach of Garfield High School is Ron Davis. The assistant coaches are Tony Four, Virgil Walker, and Ed Taylor. And now, Renton, let's welcome them. North Puget Sound League champions. Second place finish in the West Central District. The Renton High School Indians. Number 12, Tracy Fagan. Number 14, Louisa Salvia. Number 21, Michelle Deschabert. Number 25, Melvina Bradford. Number 30, Debbie Cobb. Number 31, Nellie Solly. And now the starting five. At guard, 5'2" junior, number 11, Sheila Donnelly. Also at guard, 5'8" junior, number 23, Shana Powell. At forward, 5'9" senior, number 20, Christy Boland. At forward, 5'7" sophomore, number 22, Susan Clare. And at center, 6 foot, she's a senior, number 15, Nancy Darrow. The head coach of Renton High School is Jim Hall, and the assistant coach is Bill Gaines.
Here are the officials working tonight's game, as you see, and Tim Wheatley on the right, Lynn Neeson on the left. So they'll be working the championship game. And I'll tell you, it should be a good one, Lynn, because I think the thing it's going to be a real battle here. Keep an eye on Laura Fuller, number 42, to be wearing the white jerseys for Garfield, against Nancy Darrow, the big setter for Renton. And that could be a battle underneath today. And I think maybe the key of this whole thing is what happened the first time they played. And Fuller played a little better. Darrow had some problems. They were able to cut her off in that first loss this year that Renton had to Garfield. And so because of that, that's going to be an interesting battle here today. Interesting matchups here today. It really is. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, you got Jones, Boston, Holmes, McLaughlin, and Fuller for Garfield against Donnelly, Powell, Darrow, Clare, and Boland for Renton. And we're set to go. AAA Championship High School Girls Title Game. Live from the Coliseum in Seattle, Washington. We welcome you around the state of Washington. We hope you enjoy our telecast today. We hope you were with us earlier today when Bainbridge defeated Seaholm for the AA title. Tip is going to be controlled by Renton. Susan Clare, and she gets it back to the little playmaker, Sheila Donnelly. She plays soccer and track. She's a good player.
Yes.
Swing it to Darrow on the left side. Down low. They'll go inside to Clare a lot. Foul called on number 22, and that's Bridget Holmes, the 5'10" sophomore for Garfield.
I think she could be a key factor today. It'll be interesting to see if she gets off to a good start.
Averaging 11 points in the tournament. She had 15 points against Auburn. That's Bridget Holmes from Garfield. Picks up her first foul of the ball game. Renton to inbound.
It's interesting, man-to-man on an out-of-bounds play.
Down low again to Darrow. And it's 2-0 in favor of Renton. So the Renton Indians out in front in this ball game. Over Garfield. They'll pressure them. Not that much pressure, really, at the midcourt line. Joyce Jones and Shelley Boston are the guards. That's Jones with the basketball there. To Boston on the right side. Down low. Ball knocked away, but a foul's going to be called underneath on Nancy Darrow. Bridget Holmes trying to turn and go to the basket. That's her first foul, the first team foul against Renton. Both teams have a foul so far in the ball game. 7:17 to play in the first quarter. Girls AAA championship game. Garfield in right against Renton. Will it go? It does. So Bridget Holmes gets Garfield on the scoreboard for the first time. She had 7 against Puyallup, 15 against Auburn. She's a strong inside player. They say she's one of the best sophomores in the state. Misses the second shot. Scramble for the ball and off the hand of Renton and out of bounds. And that's SHANA Powell who loses the basketball.
She was a key player in the game yesterday. Boy, she just came right out and scored about first 6-8 points of the game.
Garfield inside, won't go. That was Boston. Garfield comes up with a rebound. They'll take their time, move it around. Back out in front to Boston again. Left side to McLaughlin. She drives the baseline. It's going to be cut off there, and a foul is going to be called on number 20, and that's Christy Boland. Christy Boland, she is a team leader, and they need to keep her out of foul trouble. She picks up her first foul of the ball game. That's the second foul so far, second team foul against the Renton Indians. They lead it by a score of 2-1. 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Garfield in the white. Down low, baseline around shots, no good. They're there by Laura Fuller, and Renton with a rebound. Lead pass to Sheila Donnelly. Donnelly in the corner to Claire. Claire will take her time. She's not a great scorer, but she'll shoot it on occasion. Back in front to Donnelly. No good. That was Darrow, and a rebound to Garfield. Picked up out of there by Joyce Jones. Jones to Boston. Back into McLaughlin. Jones across the lane. Forces a shot up off the front of the iron, and rebound by Christy Boland, the 5'9" senior for Renton. Renton leads it 2-1 with 6:07 to play in the first quarter. Girls AAA championship game. The turnaround shot knocked away on a great defensive play by Fuller, and Garfield with the ball. Joyce Jones will shoot the basketball, and she loves to shoot it from the outside. Drive underneath, and she turns around. Great block in there by Claire. Susan Claire knocks the ball away, and it's picked up by Sheila Donnelly. Here come the Renton Indians. Renton on the year, 23-4 coming into this game. Give and go off the back of the glass by Powell.
Both teams appear to be a little bit nervous, would you say?
I would say they're a little nervous right now, no question about that. Got rolls and will not drop. Good rebound, good fight for the basketball by Laura Fuller, and the 6-foot senior scores and puts Garfield up now by a score of 3-2. 5:10 to play. First quarter. Cross-court pass. Got rolls and will not drop by Boland. Fuller comes down with a rebound. She is so tough underneath. Outlet pass to Jones. Foul's going to be called on Christy Boland. Her second foul. Ball game for Renton, and a timeout's going to be called as we have substitution coming in now for Renton. So we'll be back, have more of the girls AAA High School Championship Coliseum right after this.
You get a little something extra. The power of a huge vacuum cleaner. Because Snapper's patented deck traps the air, creating a tremendous vacuum that stands grass up for a beautiful, clean-cut lawn. And Snapper's High Vac makes bagging a snap. Get the incredible Snapper mower that makes a clean sweep of your lawn. It's a snap with Snapper.
Attachment free. Be sure to ask your Snapper dealer about our Easy Finance Snapper.
Make a pizza with imitation cheese, and you might make more money. Make a pizza with cat sauce and frozen dough, too. You might make even more money. Pizza like Round Table with whole milk mozzarella, the toppings, fresh sauce. Well, you'll make a great pizza. Round Table, one of the last honest pizzas.
The Girls AAA Championship Final is brought to you by Round Table Pizza. And by Pepsi, the choice of a new generation. And coming up later this evening at 7, the boys AA and AAA Championship Finals. Simply the best in high school basketball action as Super Basketball Saturday continues.
Welcome back to the Coliseum in Seattle. Garfield leading by a score of 3-2 in the first quarter of the state AAA championship game for girls. 4:58 to play in the quarter. Laura Fuller had a good move down at the basket to pick up the first basket for Garfield just a moment ago, and Garfield now will take the ball out of bounds across the way. The Garfield Bulldogs trying to win the state title. They won back in 1980. Cross-court pass. Shot off the back of the iron by Joyce Jones and out of bounds to Garfield under the basket. So that was off the hands of Christy Boland and out of bounds to Garfield. So the Bulldogs will put it in play. Shelly Boston, 5'7" junior. Swings it back out in front. Shot off the front of the iron by McLaughlin. Good fight for the rebound. Boston puts it back up, no good, and Darrow comes down with the basketball for the Renton Indians. Changing the lineup now for Melvina Bradford in the ball game for Renton with the ball. Darrow loses it. Back to get it there. Top of the lane. Moves the ball to the right side. Christy Boland. Boland looks back in front for Darrow. Man-to-man defense for Garfield. Shot forced up, no good. Fuller with a rebound for Garfield. Garfield 1 for 7 from the field so far, only 14%. Joyce Jones runs this basketball team. She is the quarterback, number 32. Swing it to the left side to Shelly Boston. Boston looks deep in the corner. Brings the ball back out in front to McLaughlin. To Jones. Boston off the front of the iron. They just can't buy a basket. They're 1 for 8 right now in the ball game. Outlet pass to Sheila Donnelly. And the little 5'2" junior bring it across the timeline to the top of the lane. Gets it to Boland on the right side. Pass down low to Darrow. Turn shot. Foul called underneath, and it's going to be against Laura Fuller. So Fuller picks up the foul for Garfield. Laura Fuller she's a co-captain and being recruited by a lot of people. Louisiana Tech, Hawaii, among Grambling. Here's the foul. Down low to Darrow. She will turn, and Fuller's going to go up and get her on the arm. So Fuller picks up the foul. That's her first foul of the ball game. And Nancy Darrow has a chance to tie it, and she does. That 6-foot senior is being recruited by Weber State and the University of Oregon and Portland State, all interested in the senior from Renton High School. She can put her ball club ahead. She does. The 66% shooter from the free throw line. She was the player of the year, North Puget Sound League, 85-86 Nicole player this year. So Renton ahead 4-3 over Garfield. Joyce Jones to Boston. To Jewel Wright, who's now in the ball game. Boston cut off. Tries to drive the lane there by Powell. Gets the ball back out in front. Swing it to the right side to McLaughlin. Her shot off the front of the iron. They're 1 for 9. How about a rebound? That's in. They're 2 for 10. And they lead it 5-4.
It's a nice follow. One of the nice things to see is the kids shoot and then follow the hoop and rebound.
You have to follow that basketball. No guarantee it's going to go in.
No.
Donnelly. Ball above her head. Corner to Darrow. Darrow turns. Drives on Fuller. Shot no good. Fuller fights for the rebound. And it's picked out of there by Shelly Boston, the 5'7" junior for Garfield.
Great matchup, Fuller and Darrow. They're playing tough head-to-head.
They really do. Garfield guard's going to have to shoot it a little bit better.
Yes.
McLaughlin back out in front. Now in the corner to Boston. Fuller gets the ball knocked away. Throws it up over Darrow. Rebound inside McLaughlin. It won't go. Whistle blows, and a foul's going to be called. I think it's going to be on Garfield. And a foul could be on number 23, Bridget Holmes.
They're definitely letting them play.
They're letting them play. There is no question about that. It's a low-scoring game. We have 2:07 to play. Here in the first quarter, the girls' AAA championship game with Garfield leading Renton by a score of 5-4.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future...
Glad you could come in.
It's the only place to be.
Oh, shake it. Come on, baby. A whole lot of shaking going on. Big summer, baby. You know the baby can't go wrong. Come get us the stuff. We got chocolate in the glass. Come get it, mister. We got the taste you can't surpass. Sure can taste a whole lot of chocolate going down.
Chocolate milk. Shake up a good thing.
Welcome back to Super Basketball Saturday around the state of Washington. Garfield leading Renton in the girls' AAA championship game by a score of 5-4. And then, Kathy, as you mentioned a moment ago, they're letting them play inside, aren't they?
Yes, yes, they are. That play right there, it was good defense by the number 23 from Renton. She had her hands on the ball, knocked it down, did a nice job, and then they just continue here just to let them play.
That was SHANA Powell working against Laura Fuller. It's interesting that Darrow is 1 for 5 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. She has all the Renton points so far in the ball game. Garfield now 2 of 11 from the field goal range, 18% with 2:07 left to play here in the first quarter. He had mentioned that teams are nervous. Well, no question about that. Garfield, 12 rebounds, Renton only 5 so far. That's Nancy Darrow, the 6-foot senior, to put it in play, and she'll get the ball into Sheila Donnelly.
One of the interesting things about a press for girls basketball was a 30-second clock. One of your goals is just to make them use clock, not necessarily for steal or a turnover, just to make them use clock.
Donnelly turn, ball knocked away from Melina Bradford. We'll tell you something about her. She was in an automobile accident yesterday and had a concussion. We'll tell you about more. Great interception about the pass by Sheila Donnelly. Donnelly grabs that basketball and brings it across the timeline. Her team leads, or trails, I should say, by a score of 5-4 against Garfield right now. Darrow driving the baseline. Knocked away by Wright. Out of there to Boston. Boston drives the lane, puts it up, will not drop. Scramble for the ball. Garfield gets it. Boston shot too hard. And here comes Renton with the basketball. Lead pass to Donnelly. Her shot rolls and will not drop. Darrow's there with a rebound. It won't go in. Ball out of bounds to Renton. Oh, they can't get the ball to go in the basket.
No, they certainly are running the court, though.
That basket is just kind of squeezed down, I think, just a little bit.
One of the things that's interesting on that new basketball, one of the statistics that they have on it is that inside, the shooting percentage has gone down. Oh, my.
Pushing and shoving between Powell and Laura Fuller. Both going hard for the ball.
I think if I was Powell, I might think twice.
Here's Donnelly going to the hoop. Now the ball will roll around the rim. And Darrow will come up with it. She puts it back up in a scramble for the rebound and out of bounds and knocked out of bounds by Garfield. Bulldogs put it in play now. Still 5-4 in favor of Garfield. That's Sheila Boston, top of the lane. Tries to hit McLaughlin down low and the ball's knocked away. And the ball off the hands of McLaughlin and out of bounds. Boy, Christy Bolden was right there and looked like she might have picked up her 3rd foul.
Yes.
Lead pass to Bradford.
Oh, nice now.
Bradford still with the ball. No over and back. Now, your question is no over and back in girls basketball.
No.
Donnelly to the right of the lane.
They may come in with it in another year or so. They have it in the college ranks.
37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Darrow with the basketball in the corner to Boland. Now down low to Donnelly and off the glass and in. So Donnelly scores to put Renton up by a score of 6-5 with 26 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Great drive by Joyce Jones. The 5'5" senior takes it all the way. And a foul against number 22, Susan Clare. Here's
nice drive
Joyce Jones.
To the hoop. She goes to the hoop strong. Quick.
And Boland almost reaches in and gets a foul there. That's the 2nd foul on Clare. In and out, no good. Rebound, Renton. Darrow comes down with the basketball. Outlet pass to Bradford, Melina Bradford. First quarter, Fife 13, Squim 11 in the boys game going on at the arena. And a consolation game there. Powell still with the ball. Back out in front now to Donnelly. Time runs out before they can get a shot away here in the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter in a girls' AAA championship game, Garfield leads Renton by a score of 7-6.
Good ball game.
Hey, I'll tell you who's having a sale, a big sale on hundreds of top-quality auto parts, supplies, and accessories. Shucks! It's Shucks Spring Car Care Sale with Pennzoil Motor Oil. By the case, it's priced at just 54 cents a quart after mail-in rebate. Champion spark plugs are everyday low priced at just 89 cents each. And Shucks Lifetime Battery is just $89.99 and guaranteed for the life of your car. How's that?
Yeah, you know where to go. Shucks.
I'll have a burger with everything and a large fries.
Something to drink?
Yeah, a Coke. I meant a Pepsi.
If you want great refreshment, just say what you mean.
I'll make that 2 Pepsis.
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
When's the best time for a crisp burrito?
When I'm on the road and I want a quick lunch.
In between meals when I need something easy to munch.
When I want to sit back and enjoy that delicious crisp burrito flavor.
Taco Time crisp burritos are filled with real cheddar cheese and your choice of meat or beans, prepared fresh. Anytime is crisp burrito time.
Because when you fly with Taco Time.
Taco Time.
Garfield 7, Renton 6. You're looking now into the Garfield huddle, and that's the coach, Ron Davis.
I think you'll see both teams relax a little bit more second quarter. Some of the shots they've been taking will start to drop now.
Both teams obviously nervous. Renton into the finals for the first time. As we've mentioned earlier in the broadcast, their best finish before was 6th. The Garfield Bulldogs, they won it the last time in 1980 when Ron Davis was the assistant coach. They were runner-up in 1977. And this is the first time that he's brought a team in. First quarter statistics, Garfield shooting 20% on the field and Renton shooting 18%. No question, they're ice cold.
They're a little nervous.
Off the back of the iron and no good. Good fight underneath by Fuller, knocked away. Picked up by Renton. Now Garfield has the basketball. Boston, she has it knocked away. Renton comes up with it. Malvina Bradford with the ball. They were going to check her out. She had a slight concussion yesterday. Didn't play very much. She was in that automobile accident yesterday, and they said they'd check her out beforehand. She looks right now like she's okay and able to play.
Yes.
She is the 6th player off the bench. Shot short, no good. By SHANA Powell.
Nice steal.
Renton with the basketball. Out in front to Darrow. Darrow to Donnelly. Darrow turns, forces up the shot, misses everything. A good scramble on the under the boards by Susan Clark to keep it alive. Powell shot too hard. Fuller the rebound.
Fuller must have quite a few rebounds early on.
The 6-foot senior is dominating under that defensive board.
Yes, she is.
Out in front to Joyce Jones.
It's a good matchup between Joyce
Jones and Donnelly. McLaughlin, her shot. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound by Renton. Susan Clare. And here comes Sheila Donnelly again. We're still 7-6. Shooting percentages continue in the team. We're in the second quarter with 6:21 to go. Good steal by Boston. Lead pass to Jones. Jones goes to the hoop and scores. Joyce Jones scores and puts Garfield up now 9-6. Biggest lead of the ball game for either team. Full court pressure now by Garfield. Almost stolen, and it is. McLaughlin with the ball. To the left of the lane, goes to the hoop, too hard off the glass. Good rebound. Ball thrown away, almost knocked away, and finally picked up by Renton. Renton's Sheila Donnelly will control. Bridget Holmes had a chance that time, and she's going to force that shot up before she needed to.
Looks like Garfield's gone into a 3-2 zone.
Shot from the corner, no good. Net by Bradford. And Renton's going to say, wait a minute, we want a timeout to talk this thing over because they trail now by a score of 9-6 with 5:37 to play here in the second quarter of this championship game. So we'll be back and have more of the AAA Girls Championship game live from the Coliseum in Seattle right after this.
Are you ready? Let's go.
You're taking better care of yourself these days. Exercising, working out.
Feeling good today? You're gonna feel good.
You're concerned about artificial additives. So you're eating more foods made with good, honest, natural ingredients. You're feeling better about being you. You're a round table kind of guy.
Lift up, now press it back.
Round table. One of the last honest pieces.
Shoulders tight. Still with me?
What will our children be when they grow up? What challenges will they face? How will they earn a living? Choose their friends. How happy and healthy will they be? The key to our tomorrows is the youth of today. So throughout the year, we'll be sponsoring programs and community events to help develop our most precious resource. It's time we recognize kids for what they really are.
It is Garfield 9 and Renton 6 with 5:37 to play. Second quarter, girls AAA championship game live from the Coliseum here in Seattle. Wild play right here.
Nice steal.
Boston to Jones. Jones will just go to the hoop and score.
There's a nice hesitation move there.
Jones leads Garfield with 4 points so far. Darrow has 4 for Renton. You asked about Fuller a moment ago. 9 rebounds so far in the ballgame. She gets most of those on the defensive boards. Coming up at halftime, the Shucks Academic Awards. A look into the locker room and a talk with the coaches. All that at halftime of the AAA championship game live from the Coliseum. Renton in the red jerseys. Their colors red and white. They'll put it in play under their own basket. Shana Powell, 5'8" junior, will take the ball out of bounds. To Donnelly. She's a distance runner on a track team. To Bradford. To Darrow. Bradford again. She's had about 4 shots, and every one of them been short from that side. Off the irons and picked up by Colleen McLaughlin, the 5'9" junior for Garfield. Outlet pass to Joyce Jones. The quarterback runs the attack to Boston. Turnaround shot from the lane is good. So Boston scores in the biggest lead of the game for Garfield. They lead by 5, 11-6. Full court pressure now against Renton. Darrow with the ball. To Donnelly. Donnelly lead pass to Claire. Her shot no good, and Fuller picks off her 10th rebound of the ball game.
I wonder if maybe she was a bit intimidated by Laura standing there, thinking she might check that shot.
Joyce Jones has the ball knocked away, and a foul's called. So a foul on Renton on number 25, and that's Melvina Bradford, the 5'4" junior. She had 8 points against Kamiakum and 4 against Fort Vancouver earlier in the tournament. She's averaging almost 9 points a game during the season. And to the free throw line right now is Joyce Jones. She's been Garfield's leading scorer so far in tournament play, averaging 12 points. She now has 5 in the ball game. Jones makes it 12-6, 6 points. Make that 13-6, a 7-point Garfield lead. They're dominating play here in the second quarter.
I think their press is bothering Renton, causing them to rush their offense a little bit. As I say that, they break it with ease.
That's right. Powell. Donnelly, she really hadn't had a shot yet. Forcing the ball inside was Nancy Darrow, and a foul's going to be called against Garfield, and I think Bridget Holmes is going to pick it up.
I think so.
So the 5'10" sophomore, Bridget Holmes, picks up the foul as Nancy Darrow sort of turns and tries to drive the lane on the play. That's the second foul now against Bridget Holmes. And it's the 4th team foul against Garfield, with Garfield leading 13-6 and 4:22 to play here in the second quarter. Down low to Darrow, turnaround shot, rolls and will not go. Knocked out of bounds off the hand of SHANA Powell. So Garfield will put the ball in play. We got a change in the lineup right now. Jewel Wright comes in, a 5'10" junior for Garfield. So Powell's in, and Bridget Holmes goes to the sideline. Fuller with the basketball. Laura Fuller. She gets it to SHELLY Boston. Boston back to Joyce Jones, the 5'5" senior. Darrow now 1 for 9 from the field for Renton so far in the ballgame. McLaughlin on the side. Back in front to Jones. Sheila Donnelly on her. Jones and Boston play catch. Fuller turnaround. Shoots it too hard. Fight for the rebound. McLaughlin gets it knocked away by Claire. Still a fight for the ball, and they will call traveling on SHANA Powell. That's one of those unfortunate things, I think,
yes.
Kathy.
Yes. You don't feel like you've really traveled. You're sure somebody's pushed you over. It was their own player, I think.
3:45 to go. Second quarter, 13-6 in favor of Garfield. Girls AAA championship game. Garfield Bulldogs in the white. Purple and gold trim.
There's been relatively few fouls called.
There have been. Boston.
Nice
pass
pass
underneath. To right, and a foul's going to be called, and that's going to be Sheila Donnelly who picks up the foul. That's her first foul in the game. That's Renton's 15th foul. And going to the line will be Jewel Wright, the 5'10 junior.
One thing nice about Garfield, she comes in and she definitely doesn't hurt them. She contributes to them greatly.
She's a part-time starter sometimes. She started some games this year. She's a good shooter, averaging only 7 points a game in the tournament, and a little over 6 for the season. But as you mentioned, very important sixth person on the ball club.
In fact, I really believe that your sixth person should be oftentimes would be one of your better ball players. Someone that can come in and bring a level of the game up when they come onto the court. 8-point
Garfield lead. That's the biggest lead of the ball game so far at 14-6. Renton able to score 6 points here in the first quarter. Good defense by Garfield. They're playing very well.
Yeah. They've really shut Renton down since they've gone to the zone defense.
Traveling against SHANA Powell. And that zone defense, one of the problems right now for the Renton Indians, and they're a very disappointed basketball team. Joyce Jones across to Boston. Shelley Boston to Jones. And the two little guards play catch. McLaughlin swings it to the left side. Turnovers. They're tied. Garfield and Renton 5 apiece. The corner to Boston. Her jumper too hard. Rebound by Claire. Lead pass to Donnelly. She goes to the hoop. Holmes is there. Almost gets a part of the ball and a part of the body, but doesn't. Now a foul's going to be called on the rebound. And the foul's going to be against the senior center, Laura Fuller, and they'll shoot 1-on-1. That's 2 fouls now on Fuller so far. She only has 2 points in the game, and going to the free throw line will be number 23, Shana Powell.
She only has 2 points, but she's sure doing a number on the board.
Powell looking now for her first point of the game and trying to get Renton off 6. They've been there a long time. In and out, no good, and McLaughlin the rebound. Jones across the timeline. Boston, no place to go. She gets it back to Jones. Jones to Boston. Boston shot rolls and will not drop. Kind of hangs on the rim. Darrow the rebound, and the outlet pass to Powell. Powell will give it back to Sheila Donnelly, and here come the Renton Indians again. Renton needing a basket right now. 14-6 with 2:10 to play here in the second quarter. Low-scoring championship game. Shot from the outside is good by Christy Boland. Boland finally gets Renton to 8 points in the game. That's Boland. First 2 points. Jones. With Donnelly all over. McLaughlin on the wing on the left. Back in front to Boston. Boston looks to Jones. Baseline. She's open. Shots up. And it's good. Joyce Jones scored. You know, coming into this game, she only needed a point for 1,000 in her career.
That's
full
great.
court pressure she has up at that 1,000 right now. 16-8 in favor of Garfield. And the ball on the turnover go out of bounds to Garfield. Ron Davis, the coach, you saw on your screen just a moment ago. Shelley Boston will take the ball out of bounds. This is the girls' AAA championship game. The 2 best girls teams in the state of Washington right now. Jones swings it to McLaughlin on the left side. Down low to Fuller. Fuller almost travels with the ball. Back to Jones. Shot spins in and out. No good. Good rebound underneath. Now they're going to lose it out of bounds. And that's off Jewel Wright. Jewel, I think, thought she was pushed under there.
I think she was pushed by her own player.
Donnelly.
I think if Renton can start hitting off that zone, they'll be right back in the game.
They've got to hit those outside shots.
They do.
Somebody has to get the hot hand right now. Maybe Christy Boland got a shot here just a moment ago. Turnaround by Boland is good. Or I should say Nancy Darrow.
Yep.
Darrow scores. And it's 16-10. They cut that lead now to 10. Darrow so far in the ball game with 6 points.
Oh, nice steal.
Good steal.
Oh, it's too bad.
Scramble for the ball, and a foul's going to be called on Joyce Jones. Jones going right over the top of Sheila Donnelly, and Jones going to pick up foul. So Joyce Jones picks up her second foul of the ball game.
That was good hustle on the front. Oh, good.
Well, making her first foul of the game.
Here we go.
Here's a good look at it again. Now, that's Jones with the basketball. And here's Donnelly, knocks it away with just a quick move, and now Jones goes right over the top of her, and they said she fouled her. So Donnelly will go to the line, 55% free throw shooter.
They're not doing well shooting-wise.
Good lead
playing
pass
good game.
to Boston. Her jumper off the glass and in. So Boston scored. First 4 points in the game so far. 2 here in the second quarter. 18 to 10. 8-point Garfield lead. 28 seconds to go. Here in the second quarter, will they go for one shot? Back in front to Donnelly. Swing it to the right side to Powell. Powell to Donnelly. Down low to Boland. Back in front to Donnelly. She'll take the jumper. Top of the lane. Off the iron. No good. Fuller has the rebound. That's at least 12 or 13. Outlet pass to Joyce. Great pass to McLaughlin for 2 with 6 seconds to play in the first half. That's 4 points for McLaughlin right now. 20 to 10. 10 points. Garfield lead, and it's been all Garfield here in the first half of this basketball game. Garfield against Renton, and they have dominated play. So Garfield leads by 10. 20 to 10 here in the first quarter of the ball game. Girls AAA championship basketball game, and Garfield going to the locker room right now with their coach Ron Davis, and he has to feel pretty happy. I'll tell you about that. He's right now with Rick Meter down at the end of the court, and Rick Meter, we'll have a comment with him in just a moment about the first half, and his team leads by a score of 20 to 10. And here's Rick Meter.
Thank you, Bruce. So far, this game is just exactly like the double-A game. In fact, I think the halftime score is the same. With Ron Davis, coach of the Garfield Bulldogs, whose team leads so far so good, I guess we could say.
Well, it's been a rough half so far, but we're up by 10. We need to get a little bit more, though. They're a tough team. They really play good defense. We pride ourselves on defense, so we're happy to only give them 10 points at halftime.
If both teams dig in and play defense, the score is not going to get out of hand.
No, it's not going to get out of hand, so we're kind of glad with that 10-point lead. But, you know, it's rough out there. The girls are nervous. I'm nervous. I think everybody's kind of nervous. So I think second half, both teams will settle down and start playing a little bit better basketball.
Looked like in the last couple of minutes of the second quarter, things kind of opened up.
Well, we started moving the ball down the floor a little bit quicker. We started walking at the beginning of the ball game, and that can lead to a little trouble. We played them earlier, and we did the same thing, and they stayed in there. We don't want them around us. We want to get this game out the way quickly.
Yeah, you got a 10-point lead. Try to relax, have some fun, Ron.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Ron Davis, head coach of the Garfield Bulldogs. Bruce, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. You talk about an exciting coach. I mean, he's already thinking ahead to that second half and what we're going to do there and what he's going to tell his team. But he got his team running and played very, very well in the first half. So Garfield playing well. They lead it by a score of 20 to 10 over Renton at halftime. And we'll be back and have more of the halftime activities from the Coliseum in Seattle right after this timeout.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future,
glad you could come in.
it's the only place to be.
Here's Cal Worthington and his dog Spot.
If you're living short of cash, go see Cal. Trouble's over in a flash, go see Cal.
The down payment he'll arrange. Get a 10-day truck exchange. Go see Cal. Go see Cal. Go see Cal. Hey, if you're looking for a used car or a used truck, you ought to come to Worthington Ford. You ought to come here first. You know why? Selection. Boy, we've got the car, we've got the truck you're looking for. Bargain prices and special financing. You want low payments, come here. You also get a 10-day truck exchange, and you get a free warranty on the powertrain. How are you going to beat this? An 83 Ford Escort, $19.95. Drive it 10 days. An 84 Ford Tempo, just $29.95. An 85 Chevy Chevette, $39.95. An 84 Chevy Celebrity, $39.95. An 84 Ford Ranger pickup, $39.95. How are you going to beat that? How are you going to beat it? Come and see us. It's Worthington Yugo. It's Worthington Suzuki. And it's Worthington Ford in Federal Way, the only way. Worthington Ford, Federal Way, open till midnight every day.
Welcome back to the Coliseum in Seattle. I'm Bruce King, along with Kathy Langston. It is halftime, the girls' AAA championship game with Garfield leading Renton by a score of 20-10. It has been all Garfield so far, and Garfield started running and really got this ball game going in their favor because they played very well.
Yes, they did. Both teams were cold. They're a little nervous, a little tight. Hopefully, Renton will hit a little better in the second half, and it will make the game a little closer. But Garfield's so quick and so good. Laura's dominated inside on the boards. And Joyce Jones has brought the ball down so well, and they complement each other so much as far as the guards and the inside play. Renton, Dow's had a good game. She's not playing poorly. They just aren't hitting.
Well, you know, when you look at percentages, field goal percentages in the first half, and you look at this and you say that Renton is only shooting 18% from the field, it's very difficult to stay in a basketball game and you're shooting only 18% from the field. They're only 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 50% there. And rebounds, 16, turnovers, 6 there. So very, very difficult for them. Well, Garfield picked it up just a little bit. Garfield now shooting only 23% from the field, but they've upped the tempo of the game a little bit. Free throw line, 57%. They've had boy, if that's right, that's incredible. 27 rebounds so far in the ball game, and Fuller was the one who just dominated inside there on the defensive board, because one miss by Renton, she had the basketball and down the court, and here was Garfield right now. So turnovers 4 for Garfield, and the leading scorer so far in the ball game for Garfield is Jones with 8 points. And Darrow has 6 for Renton here in the first half. So we've had a very, very interesting first half here between Garfield and Renton, girls AAA championship game. And at halftime, it is Garfield 20 and Renton 10.
Come on, baby, a whole lot of shaking going on. Pick some, baby, you know the flavor can't go wrong. Come get it, sister, we got chocolate in the glass. Come get it, mister, we got the taste you can't surpass. Sure can taste a whole lot of chocolate going down.
Shake up a good thing.
Hey, I'll tell you who's having a sale. A big sale on hundreds of top-quality auto parts, supplies, and accessories. Shocks! It's Shocks Spring Car Care Sale with Purolator oil filters from $2.49 each after mail-in rebate. Really durable rain dance wax is just $3.99 after mail-in rebate. And Shocks has some great savings for you on Whistler radar detectors from $79.99. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, you know where to go. Shocks.
Girls AAA championship basketball game from the Coliseum in Seattle. It is halftime with Garfield leading Renton by a score of 20-10. Has been all Garfield here in the second quarter as they build up that big 10-point lead, and that's their biggest lead of the ball game so far, and they have played very, very well. Always interesting to go into a locker room and see what in the world a coach would be telling his team right now. You're now live in the locker room of the Garfield Bulldogs. They're leading in the ball game, as we mentioned, 20-10. That's Ron Davis, their head coach at the board right now. And so he obviously has to keep his team thinking, hey, wait a minute, we have a whole second half to go. There's 16 minutes of basketball left to play. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Okay, there's a lot of, yeah, going down the middle, or even if the ball is here, you can just go right there. You can be, you're gonna be standing right there at the spot. Yeah. So you gotta get a little bit more active. You gotta, there's time to work.
Kathy, now what's he talking about in there? It's kind of hard to hear, but what do you think their strategy is?
Looks like he's trying to set up a play to go to the hoop. It's hard to tell what he's doing there because you can't really see what he's drawing.
What
right
all the
now,
X's and O's are really there.
But the O's offense, so, and he's drawing an arrow, and whether he's setting up what they want to do defensively or what they want to do offensively, but I think he's designing a play offensively for their point guard.
You're in the locker room with Ron Davis of the Garfield Bulldogs, and their team leads it by 10, 20-10. The state high school basketball tournaments have come a long way, as you know, since their inception 64 years ago. Let's take a quick look now at some of the milestones that have led up to today's Super Basketball Saturday.
From 1923 to 1932, Washington held state invitational basketball tournaments at the University of Washington. The first official high school basketball tournament was held in 1934. Because of the growth in the number of schools in the state, a small tournament was created in 1942. The larger school tournament became known as the State A, and the small school tournament became the State B. These two tournaments continued on until 1958, when for the same reason the second tournament was created, a third division tournament came into being. It became the State AA. Seattle remained the host city for the AA tournament. Tacoma became the home of the A, and the State B went to Spokane. The tournaments would continue in these divisions for the next 11 years. In 1969, there was a fourth tournament created. This new division was called AAA. High school basketball would continue its metamorphosis until 1978, when for the first time 4 girls' tournaments would be played. From 1 tournament back in 1923 to 8 in 1987, with a whole lot of exciting basketball in between. This is Washington High School basketball.
And we've always said, Kathy, that there's no better show around than high school basketball. Especially a day like this, the Super Basketball Saturday, with 4 championship games for the first time being played here at the Coliseum. AA boys title game coming up at 7 o'clock tonight around the state of Washington. Olympia against Mark Morris. That's a rematch of last year's title game. Can Olympia do it again? Well, we'll see. And the AAA championship game following that. Garfield and Roosevelt. How good's the Metro League this year? Well, 2 teams are in the championship game. Garfield and Roosevelt, they have played 3 times this year. And Roosevelt has won 2, Garfield won, and the last game that was played, it went into triple overtime, and it was won by Roosevelt. So a couple of great basketball games coming up later, and the second half of the girls' AAA title game coming up in just a few minutes. We hope you stay tuned. Live from the Coliseum in Seattle, and we'll be right back.
Well, fans, it all comes down to this moment. This is where it all gets decided. Johnson steps in, checks the signs, makes a few adjustments. This is a classic confrontation. He's digging in. Here's the delivery. And there it goes. He's going back, way back. It is going. It is gone.
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
The ball game's over.
Pizza to go for Mr. B. The good, honest ingredients that go into a round table pizza make it a great pizza to go.
Mr. B wants extra cheese.
Ooh, I think Mr. B's going to like that. Round Table even developed a pizza pack to keep your pizza bubbly hot till you get it home.
Good night, Mr. B.
Round Table, one of the last honest pizzas to go, too. We're home.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. You know, in recognition of the exceptional results of the WIAA Scholastic Achievement Award program, WIAA is proud to announce a special Academic Achievement Award for basketball teams made possible by Shucks Auto Supply. Shucks will sponsor monetary assistance to the athletic fund of a boys team and a girls team in each classification with the highest GPA. The Academic Award winners, girls AA, Mark Morris, girls AAA, Fort Vancouver. Interesting scoring in the first half. Holmes for Garfield had a point. McLaughlin 4, Boston 4. Jones the leading scorer with 8. Fuller 2, although she had a ton of rebounds. We had 12 at one time in the second quarter for. And Wright only finished it with a point in the ball game. And you look now for Renton scoring, and only 3 players there. Donnelly had 2, Boland 2, and Darrow 6, and she got her 4 of those 6 early. So tough first half for Renton's basketball team, and very difficult to stay with Garfield. Now, Fuller had 10 rebounds. I thought she had 11. Darrow had 6, and that's official. So we will be back, and we will talk with Coach Jim Hall of Renton and see what in the world he's going to do here in the second half right after this.
Impact's 35th anniversary sale speaks for itself. This doggone store just gets better every year. Rainjet automatic sprinkler control, $24.99 for the 4-station model, $49.99 for the 6-station model. This Ryobi power miter box, just $159.99. Credo 22 7¼ inch high-speed carbide blades, $4.99 after manufacturer's rebate. Once you've tried the pack, you'll be back. Been coming back for more years than you can shake a stick at. Of course I'll be back.
There's a big story breaking at your Northwest Ford dealer. Here's an update.
Truck month continues, and the Northwest Ford dealers are offering 3.9 financing or $500 cash back on Ranger pickups, the lowest priced truck in its class. Ranger S is only $63.93. With the $500 cash back, get a Ranger for only $58.93. Plus, all 87 light trucks offer a 6-year or 60,000-mile warranty.
That's one more reason why Ford is #1 in the Northwest.
Right now.
It is halftime, and you look at the official team stats now with Garfield. They're 8 of 35 in the field. Renton only 4 baskets, 23% to 18, as we mentioned. Free throws, not much better, 57 and 50%. Rebounds, Garfield is dominating there, and in turnovers, Renton's had some problems. He has 6, but Garfield has had 4. So shooting percentage, that's the key. Neither team shooting. Somebody gets hot in this basketball game, and they can break it wide open.
That's for sure. If Renton just starts getting just a few of those shots from the outside that they pull, if Garfield goes into his zone again.
If you're the Renton coach, now what in the world do you do here at halftime? You've seen your team, you can't shoot, you're a little nervous. We said, hey, maybe moving from the arena to the Coliseum makes a difference because you're playing in a bigger arena. They're a little more light and so forth. You're looking now at Jim Hall. Now, what in the world's going through that guy's mind right now? And what's he do to get his team going?
I think probably if I was in his shoes, I'd try to do something to relax him. I don't know, tell a joke or something. Because they're not playing poorly. They're just, the shooting is just not there. And that's a sign of being nervous.
Okay, we'll be back. Have the second half for you right after this.
Chart your course for adventure today through Sunday at the Tacoma Dome Boat Show. Power boats, sailboats, luxury boats, even fishing boats. See them all at the Tacoma Dome. Learn about the newest ideas afloat for every lifestyle, for every budget. You'll find everything you need to get out on the water. Isn't this the kind of living meant for you? Come, launch your adventure today through Sunday at the Tacoma Dome Boat Show.
Today, tonight, and tomorrow, we're turning tin into gold. It's our 10-hour sale at Waterbed Emporium. 10 golden hours of savings today, tonight, and tomorrow. 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. only. Every price in our showroom has been reduced. Up to 60%. Up to 60% off. Every waterbed. All bedroom furniture. Everything. Up to 60% off. Hurry, sale ends Monday, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. at Waterbed Emporium. Alderwood Mall Boulevard. In Parkway Plaza and 100th and South Tacoma Way.
We are 16 minutes away from the finish of this basketball game. A couple of 8-minute quarters coming up. The second half of the AAA championship game for girls. Garfield leading Renton by a score of 20-10 in a very, very low-scoring basketball game. Both teams shooting under 25%, and Renton only 18% here in the first half. So can Boland, Clare, Darrow, Donnelly, and Powell get something going here? They come back with the same lineup that started the basketball game for Renton, and they'll have the ball out in front of us. While Garfield will start Holmes, McLaughlin, Fuller, Jones, and Boston. And Jones is the leading scorer in the first half for Garfield with 8 points. Darrow is the leading scorer for Renton with 6.
Garfield's going to stay with their zone.
It was very effective for him. It really did.
Yes.
We'll see how they can work on the zone. From the outside, shot off the front of the iron and short. Picked out of there by Holmes. Garfield running with the basketball. Jones. She really is the quarterback, isn't he? And
yes.
They put McLaughlin over on the wing and open her up. Her shot's too hard and off the glass. Fuller with the rebound and fouled underneath. And a foul, I think, is going to be on Nancy Darrow. Darrow's going to pick up the foul. And for Darrow, that's her second foul in the ball game. That's the first team foul. We started with a couple of fouls early in the game. We got another one right now, and Fuller going to the line.
Those are always hard to rebound, those shots that don't hit anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fuller, 6-foot senior, co-captain. She's being recruited by a lot of people. You look through there, and the list goes on and on and on. She started playing basketball way back when she was in the 9th grade. All league, 3 years in a row. Laura Fuller. And she scores to make it 22-10. A 12-point lead here in the third quarter.
Boland with the basketball above her head. Back in front to Donnelly. Donnelly to Boland. To Darrow. Darrow back to Boland again. Ball knocked away, and a foul's going to be called on Joyce Jones. That's the second foul on Jones, first team foul here in the second half for Garfield.
Garfield's doing a good job collapsing inside. You'll see that.
And Jones coming over trying to make the steal on the pass from Boland to Donnelly. Donnelly, number 11, can't shoot. Swings it way up to the left side to Powell. They're going to give Donnelly that shot if she wants it. That's Christy Boland, the 5'9" senior. And it's 22-12 in favor of Garfield. Renton cuts it to 10. Full court pressure here for Renton. Lead pass to McLaughlin. She'll go to the hoop. Hard, too hard, and no good. Scramble for the rebound. Ball's going to be out of bounds to Garfield. It's off Donnelly, and she just lost the basketball. The last second, she'd have had it. There's Jim Hall. This is the first time he's taken a team to the finals at Renton High School. Joyce Jones. McLaughlin. His drive knocked away, and a great play by Nancy Darrow. Nancy Darrow, the 6-foot senior, being recruited by Portland State. Weber State, Oregon's interested in her as well. Boland back in front to Powell. Powell to Donnelly. Powell out in front. 15-footer's no good. Donnelly, the good, strong rebound, and Boston gets a hand in there and knocks the ball away, but he's going to be called for the foul. And she's convinced she didn't do it.
Aren't you always?
But the official says yes. You got part of the hand.
I don't remember ever fouling anybody.
Here's a good look at it again. I think she got around the wrist. Inbounds now to Renton. Donnelly with the ball. Garfield goes back in that zone. They dare Donnelly to shoot out there. Another step away. Donnelly open now. Her shot off the front of the iron. She's been short all day.
Yes.
Bridget Holmes. Holmes bounce pass to the right side. Jones goes to the hoop and scores. That's 10 for Joyce Jones in the ball game. 24-12. 12-point Garfield lead. They match their biggest lead of the ball game so far.
Garfield's just going to let him shoot from the outside. Claps right back in on Darrow.
Yeah, they say keep Darrow out of there. They played very well against Nancy Darrow earlier this year, too, and they won it 49-42. That's Powell with the basketball on the left side. He looks down low. Cross-court pass to Boland. Boland into Darrow, and a foul's going to be called on Joyce Jones. So Joyce Jones picks up the foul for Garfield, and that's 3 against Jones, and she has 10 points in the game so far. There's the foul, and it was just being in the wrong place, the wrong time more than anything else. So Jones with 3 fouls so far in the game, and the leading scorer. And Garfield's Ron Davis going to make a change here in just a moment. Into Donnelly. Donnelly will take her time and set it up. Renton trails by 12, 24-12 here in the third quarter with 5:19 to play. Shot from the outside, too hard off the irons. Fuller comes down with a rebound. Officially, that's 11 rebounds for her. Bounce pass to Jones. Top of the lane as they run the break. Cut off very well on the left side by Boland. Now back in front to Boston. Boston to Jones, and she'll set it up for Garfield. Fuller down low. Turns, goes to the hoop, and foul against
I think it was a travel.
Melvina Bradford.
It was a travel.
A travel, okay. I thought you got her on the arm.
On Jones' score. Oh, that
Here's
was such
Jones.
a nice move to the hoop.
Good move to the hoop. She's got 10 in the ball game. Okay, Jones is coming out with 3 fouls. And coming in now for Garfield will be Jewel Wright, the 5'10" junior. Full court pressure as Donnelly has the basketball. To Darrow. Darrow, long pass down court to Claire, and back to Donnelly. Renton trailing 24-12. Donnelly trying to find somebody open on the wing or get it down low to Darrow. She turns off the glass. Now, if they can make that happen,
yes,
they can turn this game around. Yes. Cut it down a little bit closer. It's 24-14. They trail by 10 right now. Now back to Shelly Boston, and she'll run the attack. Darrow 8 points in the game. So Boston takes over as the point guard, and they bring McLaughlin back out in front.
Yes.
Bridget Holmes with the ball. Bridget drives to the hoop. Good move. Rolls will not go. Rebound picked out of there by Christy Boland. Out back to Darrow and to Donnelly. 24-14, a 10-point Garfield lead, and we're down to 4:06 to play in the third quarter. Girls AAA championship game.
Darrow, turnaround shot. This time she's going to be fouled by... She's going to be fouled by Fuller. So Laura Fuller is going to pick up the foul in the ball game. Now let's take a few seconds for our network stations to identify themselves across the network. This is KOMO-TV, Channel 4 in Seattle. Shot by Darrow is good. We're now down to 9 points, 24-15. And Darrow becoming a factor now. She has 9 points in the game. Player of the Year, the North Puget Sound League in 85-86, co-player this last year. Fuller knocks the ball in, but Darrow gets it back. Off the back of the iron, it just will not drop for Renton in this ball game. The ball will not go down. That's Boston. To McLaughlin on the left side. Back in front to Boston. 9-point Garfield lead. 3:42 to play. Third quarter, girls AAA championship game. And Garfield win it down low to Bridgette. I should say to Jewel Wright. Wright misses the shot too hard. Outlet pass. Now goes to Donnelly, and Donnelly will control for Renton. They can cut it to 7 with a basket here.
Definitely giving Donnelly that shot at the top.
Darrow with the ball. And a foul is going to be called on Boston. As Nancy Darrow tried to move around her, Shelly Boston trying to cut her off, picks up the foul. And a knee in there. And that's 2 fouls now on Boston. And a couple of changes now for Renton. They make a change as number 23, SHANA Powell, comes back in the ball game. And for Garfield, Fuller goes to the sideline, and they bring Joyce Jones back with her 3 fouls. So they're a little shorter basketball team right now with Fuller out of there. Nancy Darrow, 66% shooter at the free throw line. She made one and missed one a moment ago. She makes that one. We're down to 24-16, an 8-point Garfield lead with 3:16 to play in the third quarter. This is the girl who can do it for Renton. Another shot good. It is 24-17 now. Nancy Darrow's high point of the season, 35 points in the tournament. She's had 27 in the playoffs. She's now 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Has 12 points in the game. Boston. Joyce Jones, McLaughlin deep in the corner. They'll swing it around against that 2-3 zone. On the outside off the front of the iron. Scramble for the ball, and the jump ball is going to be called.
That's first jump ball.
It is Shelly Boston. Or I should say Bradford eyes up Shelly Boston. So we'll be back, and we'll have more basketball. The AAA Girls Championship game from the Coliseum right after this.
We could be in a ball game.
Afternoon, there has been a double murder and suicide in Tacoma that has people shaking their heads in disbelief as a father strangles his 2 small children. That story and more coming up at 6:30.
I'll have a burger with everything and a large fries.
Something to drink?
Yeah, a Coke. I meant a Pepsi.
If you want great refreshment, just say what you mean.
Make that 2 Pepsis?
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Are you ready? Let's go. Stretch up. Hands up. Good. Both arms.
You're taking better care of yourself these days. Exercising, working out.
Feeling good today? You're going to feel great.
You're concerned about artificial additives. So you're eating more foods made with good, honest, natural ingredients.
And lift.
You're feeling better about being you. You're a round table kind of guy.
Lift up. Now press it back.
Round table. One of the last honest pieces.
Shoulders tight. Still with me?
This reminder that today's broadcast is a production of KOMO Television under the broadcast rights granted by the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association. Any rebroadcast or other use of this program without the express written consent of the WIAA is prohibited. It is now Garfield 24 and Renton 17. Renton coming back in this basketball game, and Nancy Darrow, they're getting the ball inside to her, and
Yes.
she's able to do something with it.
They're doing a good job moving the ball around the outside so that they're able to pass into her where she's not being triple teamed.
Darrow now has 9 and Jones 10. We thought she had 10 a moment ago. She has 9 in the ball game so far, and Jones has 10. 2:52 to go here in the third quarter. So plenty of basketball left to play here, and a good chance for a good Renton basketball team. A team that comes into this game with an outstanding record, at 23-4. They only lost 4 games this year. Lost to some pretty good teams, too. But they are playing well in this tournament.
I think right now, if they could take advantage with Laura Fuller out of the game, it might help.
Garfield only 1 of 7 from the field in this quarter, only shooting 14%. Both teams just ice cold, absolutely ice cold. McLaughlin on the wing on the right side. Boston, shot won't go. Ball still loose under the basket. We'll have another jump ball.
Renton ball.
This time the ball will go to Renton. So Renton will have a chance to cut that lead even more.
They're all hitting that ball off the front of the rim. They must still be really nervous.
Well, you played a lot of basketball over the last 3 days, too.
That's true. That's
a little tired. Donnelly. Well, there's no over and back in girls basketball, so if you see him going over and back once in a while, it's not a mistake. No girls over and back. That was Bradford's shot, no good. She gets her own rebound. Back in front to Donnelly. To Powell. Darrow. Oh, off the back of the iron and no good. Jones with a rebound. She can run with the ball. Lead pass. Shots up and she's fouled. That's Susan Clare. So the 5'7" sophomore, who's a volleyball player and a softball player, will go to the line. She had a couple of points against Camarcum, 7 against Fort Vancouver.
This is an excellent pass. She was being, you know, as Joyce Jones was coming down, they're right on her. Just a nice bounce pass in there.
Here's a good look at it again. He goes to the line. Here's the shot. Finally get on the scoreboard after a drought of a while. 25-17, up by 8. The Garfield Bulldogs. Last time they won it all, 1980. And the boys won it that day, too. Shot good by Bridget Holmes. Donnelly can do it all, can't she? Or Darrow, rather.
Stands that ball like a guard.
She goes to the line on the foul.
Takes that ball down. You never know she was 6 feet. She handles that ball.
Foul's on McLaughlin. That's her second foul. So Nancy Darrow goes to the line. He's a Times Area All-Star. That's good. Darrow continues to key this comeback, 26-18. Second shot also good. That's 11 points in the ball game for her. That's one of those ticky-tack fouls, and that's called on SHANA Powell. Darrow 7 of 8 from the free throw line so far in the ball game. And timeout's going to be called. Make a couple of changes on the floor right now. And that's the third foul in the ball game so far for number 23, SHANA Powell. So it is 26-19 now in favor of Garfield, and Renton just keeps chipping away and chipping away and chipping away at this thing. And, you know, we have a whole quarter to go and a minute 54 to play here in the third quarter, so who knows what's going to happen.
It could be a good finish. I think that Renton will just continue to play the way they are. They'll come through. I think we could have a close fourth quarter. Really do.
In a boys' game being played across the way into the third quarter. Swim leads Spice 34-28 in a consolation game there.
Now,
you're looking now at Ron Davis, Garfield huddle. Let's listen to him.
Ball goes to Shelly. Colleen, you know, take it. Like a pick and roll. We just have to run a pick and roll. So, we're running triangle still. But if Shelly gets the ball here, we'll have Bridget come on to the pick and roll, and then Shelly come on off. We have the jump shot taken. Yeah, just stay here. Now we need 2 right now. We need 2. Let's go. Box out.
that Garfield needs 2 right now. This is Jim Hall. You're looking now at the Renton huddle. .154 to play in the third quarter. Garfield 26, Renton 19. Update on Darrow. Now she has 13 points. We mentioned 11 a moment ago. She has 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Garfield with the basketball. That's McLaughlin with the ball above her head. Back out in front to Boston, to Jones. Boston on the right side.
Trying a little two-man game with Bridget Holmes.
Turnaround, forces up a shot. That's Bridget Holmes, but Jones comes down. She's over to the side, off the back of the iron. Scramble for it and out of bounds. It'll be out of bounds to Garfield. Off the hand of SHANA Powell. Change in the lineup now, and Donnelly's going to come back in. And Susan Clare goes to the sideline. They're fine, sophomore. McLaughlin, wing on the left side, cut off there. The ball out in front now to Jones. Jones to Boston. Boston looks, turns, goes to the hoop. In and out. Will not stay.
Another rebound.
Darrow with a rebound. 26-19 in favor of Garfield. Less than a minute to play in the third quarter. Donnelly wide open. They're going to give her that shot. She's not going to take it. Shot from the side is good. Melvina Bradford. They're down to 5 points now with 44 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Bradford's jumper from the outside. She cuts it to 5. McLaughlin double team. Bradford knocks the ball away and out of bounds. She comes to the backside. Bradford. That's her first 2 points of the ball game. But she is a factor in there, and she sort of picks up the tempo for Renton.
Yeah,
Jones.
They really need her in the game.
Long pass into McLaughlin. To Jones again. Jones 10 points in the game so far for Garfield. Boston. Back to Jones. Almost stumbled. Back in front to Boston. Her shot off the back of the iron. Fight for the rebound. Good play inside. Jones scores. That's 12 for her. 28-21. 7-point Garfield lead. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Long throw to the basket. It's short. Garfield comes up with the basketball. Jewel Wright has it. And at the end of 3 quarters of play here at the State AAA Championship game for girls at the Coliseum in Seattle, it is Garfield 28 and Renton 21.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future...
Glad you could come in.
It's the only place to be.
I don't know, Bob. Meeting women in the dairy section, are you sure about this?
Hey, listen. If they're into good health and just staying in shape, the milk. Okay. Trust me, when it comes to women, milk is where it's at.
You got it.
Go for it.
Well, look, okay.
Great.
Talk. Move. Milk, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think calcium is very important for a strong body.
It comes from cows, you know.
Right.
I don't believe it.
Comes from cows. Doesn't come from cows? I feel like such a fool.
Be good to your bones. Drink milk.
Hey, I'll tell you who's having a sale. A big sale on hundreds of top-quality auto parts, supplies, and accessories. Shucks. It's Shucks Spring Car Care Sale with Pennzoil Motor Oil. By the case, it's priced at just 54 cents a quart after mail-in rebate. Champion spark plugs are everyday low priced at just 89 cents each. And Shucks Lifetime Battery is just $89.99 and guaranteed for the life of your car. How's that?
Yeah, you know where to go. Shucks.
This is Bruce King along with Kathy Langston. We welcome you back to the Coliseum in Seattle, Washington. We're now down to the fourth quarter of the girls' AAA championship game between the Garfield Bulldogs and the Renton Indians. Garfield leading in the ball game by a score of 28-21, but the action is picked up here in the third quarter after a 20-10 halftime lead for Garfield. McLaughlin on the wing on the left side for Garfield. For the Bulldogs, Fuller back in the ball game now for Garfield. Shot from the outside by Boston. That's no good, and Renton has the rebound. SHANA Powell out in front to Melvina Bradford. Bradford only 2 points, but she's given him a lift off the hand and the fingertips of SHANA Powell and out of bounds. So Garfield will come up with the ball. They lead by 7. 7:35 to go in the ball game. Got a player down. She's up and okay. That's Powell. McLaughlin cut off, double teamed on the side. Back out in front to Jones. She has 12 in the game. Tries to force a pass underneath to Bridget Holmes, and a ball out of Holmes' hands and out of bounds. So Renton's going to put the ball in play. You're looking now at the Garfield assistant coaches, the guys who helped Ron Davis out. Enrollment over there, 1,600. 6 times they've been in the state tournament. Girls state tournament started in 1975. Sheila Donnelly. Donnelly, a wing on the left side to Powell. Powell cross-court pass to Bradford. Donnelly, they'll give her the shot to the free throw line. She can't get the ball to drop. Rebound to Jones. Joyce Jones, the 5'5" senior, has over 1,000 points in her career at Garfield High School, a co-captain of this basketball team, and she has 12 points here this afternoon to be the leading scorer. Boston with the ball. SHELLY Boston. Back in front now to McLaughlin. To Jones. Jones forces up a shot off the glass. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. Holmes loses it. Picked up by Renton. Long pass to Bradford. Off the glass. Great play by Nancy Darrow to get the ball out.
Done it all today.
28-23. Down to 5 points. Question, can Garfield hang on in this one? There you see the pass. And that's 4 points in the game now for Melvina Bradford. McLaughlin got a partially blocked by Darrow. Rebound rolls in. Bridget Holmes, the 5'10" sophomore, gets the basket. She had 15 against Auburn the other night.
That was a key basket right there.
Only 2 in this ball, or 5 in this ball game.
Those 2 that she just had that rebound and shot were 2 really crucial points.
Ball's going to be out of bounds to Renton. Official under the basket, I think, called it out of bounds for a second to Garfield.
Yeah.
Darrow with 13. Jones with 12 for Renton and Garfield. 2 big names in this game. Donnelly with the ball. Back in front to Bradford. Donby looking down low. Bradford is cut in. Bradford now has 6. And it's 30-25 and a 5-point Garfield lead with 5:35 to play in a ball game. Can Jones get her ball club going again? Garfield scored only 10 points here in the second half.
Almost like a turnaround.
It really is. Fuller down low, out of bounds. The end of the third quarter now. Renton had picked up to 30% for the field, 24 for the game, and Garfield only 15%. McLaughlin turns, goes to the hoop off the glass, will not drop. Foul called underneath. And the foul is going to be on SHANA Powell, and SHANA goes down hard and can't believe it. SHANA says, how could you call a foul on me?
I worked so hard on that, she says.
So hard for it. That's her 4th foul in the ball game. So SHANA Powell has 4 fouls in the game. And here's a girl who's been averaging 10 points a game in the tournament. She is scoreless in this game so far, the championship game. 5:11 to play here in the AAA championship game, with Garfield leading Renton 30-25.
The future. Some see a world bright with promise, advances in medicine and science, a cleaner environment, a better standard of living. Others see a society overshadowed by the threat of nuclear war, a world of dwindling and polluted resources. Yet few of us realize that we see the future every day. It's time we recognize kids for what they really are.
Real beauty has brains behind it. Presenting the brains behind the beauty of a Super Good Sense home. Smart features that make your Super Good Sense home super comfortable and super affordable because they can save up to half of your heating costs. To find out how to build your beauty with brains, call. And now you know the brains behind the beauty.
18 years.
Welcome back to the Coliseum in Seattle. And you see the crowd on their feet. That's Renton. Stands because their fans are very excited. Garfield leading Renton 30-25 in what has turned out to be an excellent basketball game here in the second half between a couple of good teams.
I think it's interesting. I love to see the fans. Oh, good play.
That's the long pass ahead to Bradford, and a great play by Nancy Darrow on it. So Renton is playing very well. Darrow very strong under the boards. Very strong under the boards. His little jump shot from the outside, you'll see coming up right here.
That's a nice
that's Bradford again. She has 6 points in the game, and she has really keyed some excitement here in the third and fourth quarter. Garfield with the basketball. McLaughlin side to Jones. Working against the zone of Renton. McLaughlin still. Cross-court pass. Almost tipped away and picked out of there by Boston. To Jones. Fuller tries to force a pass inside. Ball blocked. Traveling called on Fuller. Darrow got a hand in there and knocked the ball away, and then Fuller got it back and traveled with the ball. But Darrow will take the ball out of bounds. For Renton, the Indians of Renton trailing by 5. Can they come back and win it? They were down by 10 at halftime. They've outscored Garfield since the end of the first half, 15-10. In the corner, the shot off the iron, no good. Darrow rebounds, good. Darrow 15 points in the game. It is 30-27. We're down to 3 points. A Garfield lead with 4:33 to go. Remember, Renton has never been here before. First time in the championship game. Joyce Jones, leading scorer for Garfield in the game. Shelley Boston. Back to Jones. She can't get anything to drop here. Darrow with the rebound. Good right under the basket there by Bridget Holmes. Her shot won't go. Darrow comes down with it, and the foul's going to be called on McLaughlin. Colleen McLaughlin, the 5'9" junior, picks up her foul. And for McLaughlin, that's 2 fouls in the ball game.
Well, Garfield certainly has who they want shooting. Joyce Jones.
5 team fouls.
Well, there's
got to be 6 now. She goes to the line for a one-on-one. And there you see the scramble under the basket. Well, I tell you, timeout on the court right now with 4:09 to play. Garfield leading Renton by a score of 30-27. And what a finish we're looking at right now. You're looking at the Renton bench. Those girls have to be excited. Certainly they are. .409 to play in the basketball game. Crowd on its feet. The Renton Indian fans on their feet behind that bench to push their basketball team to victory here today. Darrow now 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, the Garfield Bulldog fans just behind us. Come on, Garfield, hang on and let's win this thing. Garfield has gone cold here in the fourth quarter, and Renton has come on and played very, very well. I think Renton is just playing more aggressively now and getting some things to happen. Well, I think that's very important.
Yeah, and they're also making some shots. That makes a lot of difference.
Oh, if you can get the ball to drop, it certainly can. But they're coming up with the basketball under the basket, fighting on the boards more, and playing just a little bit tougher right now against Garfield.
I'd agree.
So 4:09 to go, as we mentioned. Garfield 30, Renton 27. It was 20-10 in favor of Garfield at halftime, and Garfield has just dominated play in the first half. McLaughlin, 4 points today. She's averaged over 10 per game. Season free throws now. You check, who do you want to go to the line? Donnelly's at 55%, but Darrow's 66%. Those are the two you want at the line. You got one there right now in Nancy Darrow, the 6-foot senior.
I think McLaughlin's had a rough day today. She's taken some really nice shots. They just roll around the rim.
She can cut the lead to only 1. First shot is good. It's down to 2. Nancy Darrow had 22 against Kamiakum in their first win in the tournament, 13 against Fort Vancouver. cut the lead now to 30-29. Renton fans on their feet because we're now down to a point in the basketball game where it's anybody's game.
That's right.
30-29, Garfield ahead. Jones with the basketball for the Bulldogs of Garfield. Trying to be the first Garfield team today to win because the boys will play Roosevelt. The AAA final coming up at 9 o'clock on all these stations across the state of Washington. Jones. Boston. Fuller turns. Double team. Shot good. Ooh, what a move by Fuller to the basket. So Fuller scores. Picks up her 6th point of the ball game. 5th and 6th point. 32-29. Dana Powell will bring the ball back out in front.
And they've done an excellent job, Garfield in particular, going to the people they want to have the ball.
Fuller fights for the rebound, but Darrell comes up with it. Good hands by Darrell. Donnelly out in front.
They're going to give that shot up there.
The back of the iron by Powell, no good. Ball out of bounds to Garfield. So Fuller will take the ball out of bounds. Laura Fuller, the senior center, gets the ball into McLaughlin. Colleen McLaughlin, the junior forward. They get the ball right back to that quarterback, number 32, and that's Joyce Jones, the 5'5" senior co-captain.
See, they're working the ball. They're trying to get it inside to Laura.
On the outside. No good. Good rebound by Holmes. Shot will not go, and Holmes goes down hard. So a foul on Nancy Darrow, I believe.
Number 15.
So Darrow's going to pick up her 3rd foul of the ball game. And going to the line will be Bridget Holmes. Holmes 5 points in the ball game so far. First shot is good. She'll give Garfield now a 33-29 lead. They're up by 4 with 2:49 to play. Holmes at the line again. This one in and out, no good. Ball loose under the basket. Big pile and a jump ball. It will go to Renton. A minute. Well, we're into overtime, I guess, over at the arena night now, playing for 3rd and for 5th place AA boys game. It is tied Swim 42 and 5:42. In this one, Garfield leads Renton 33-29. But Renton's had a tremendous comeback here in the 2nd half. Now Darrow with the ball. Back in front to Donnelly. Donnelly swings it to the right side to Bradford. Back in front to Donnelly. To Bradford. Ball knocked away. And a foul's going to be called on Colleen McLaughlin of Garfield. That's her 4th foul in the ball game. So McLaughlin picks up 4. And going to the line will be Melvina Bradford, the 5'4" junior. And McLaughlin just trying to get the ball. This goes hard into Bradford.
Yes, she does.
Bradford so far in the ball game with 6 points. We're down to 2:33 to play. She can cut the lead to 2. Off the front of the iron, short, and Garfield with the rebound. Bridget Holmes, good rebound, knocked away, and foul's going to be called on Christy Boland at center court. She almost made a great defensive play, but just got a piece of the ball and also got a piece of Shelly Boston. 33-29, 2:29 to play in the girls' AAA championship game from the Coliseum in Seattle. We hope you're enjoying the basketball game today. It's a lot of fun for us to bring it to you.
Nice
Darrow with the rebound and a missed shot. Darrow quickly out of backcourt to the top of the lane. Oh, she was going to go to the hoop and then cut off by Boston. Back to Darrow again. Forces the shot.
They're going to their money ball players. They've gone to Fuller, gone to Darrow so far.
Darrow now 19 points in the ball game. Garfield 31 and Renton 31. 2:03 to play. The girls' AAA championship game. McLaughlin back to Boston. Donnelly comes out. Hit on Boston. Now McLaughlin with the ball. Back in front to Boston. Swing it to the left side to Jones. They double team her inside the Fuller. Called, and I'll think it's going to be on Nancy Darrow again. And Fuller's going to go to the line. So Nancy Darrow's going to pick up her 4th foul of the ball game.
Laura Fuller made a nice move to the hoop. Nancy Darrow was coming out to check that ball, and she just hesitated long enough.
Darrow has 13 points in the 2nd half. Had 6 at halftime, 19 for the game. Fuller going to the line now for the Garfield Bulldogs. Fuller averaging a little over 8 points a game in tournament play. Got rolls over the front rim and down. So Fuller picks up her 6th point of the ball game and gives Garfield a 34-31 lead. It's 35-31. 4-point Garfield lead, and we're under a minute and 1:44 to play in the ball game. That's Darrow with 19 points so far. Nancy Darrow back in front to Donnelly. Donnelly, wing on the right side. Donnelly's going to have to shoot it from there. She does, goes in and out, will not drop, but Darrow gets the rebound. Bradford's shot goes, will not go. Rebound by Bridgette Holmes. Outlet pass to McLaughlin. Bounce pass to Jones, goes to the basket, and he's going to be fouled.
That's a nice fast break. Unselfish.
Joyce Jones goes to the free throw line.
That's a nice pass.
That's the 2nd foul on Bradford.
Just a nice pass by McLaughlin. Could have gone to the hoop shot.
Joyce picks up her 13th point of the ball game. Gives Garfield a 36-31 lead.
That's a sign of a good, mature ball player, too, because McLaughlin's not shooting real well. She passes off on one that she could have shot on, but gave the ball to Joyce. It's a nice pass.
1:13 to go. 37-31. Garfield over Renton. Donnelly. Foul called on Boston of Garfield. And you sometimes wonder if that's kind of a silly foul, too, because you're now up by 6 with 1:06 to play in the ball game. Now you see, a little reaching foul right there. Just gets into her, a little hard.
He's not going to hurt you out there. You really don't. You know, you just want him. You'd rather have him pass the ball.
She only has 2 points in the game. But Donnelly's free throw is good. Donnelly, a 55% shooter at the free throw line. You saw the coach, Jim Hall, in his 9th year at Garfield. Off the front, Garfield will control the rebound. Jones has it to Boston. Boston now triple team and gets away from it. 57 seconds to play in the ball game.
You got to think about fouling here.
Joyce Jones, you got to foul now. Almost a foul. They let him play and get away from it. Jones picks up the basketball. She's almost fouled again, down to 41 seconds to go. She still controls. Donnelly trying to foul her. Nobody's calling it. Jones throws up a shot at the buzzer, at the 30-second buzzer, and here we go again. Renton with the basketball. Maybe it pays off for them. Good drive to the hoop. Will it go? No. Rebound by Christy Boland. Timeout called by Renton. We're at 37-34 with 21 seconds to go. Oh, what a finish. What a finish, huh?
It's true there, down there where Renton was trying to foul, they wouldn't call it, and it ends up paying off.
I thought Sheila Donnelly just kept running around Joyce Boston, or Joyce Jones, rather, and just couldn't get a foul call.
No. I'm not sure she touched her. I don't think she could catch her.
37-34.
It was a nice rebound and put back.
It really was. Great drive to the hoop. Missed shot by Powell, but Christy Boland is right there to knock it down. And Christy Boland in the ball game has 6 points. But Darrow is the leading scorer with 19 for Renton so far. Also, Bradford, Melina Bradford, who came in off the bench, has 6 points. And 3 for Sheila Donnelly. Now you're looking now at that Garfield bench in the huddle. Garfield at the line. Boston and Jones, they're pretty good free throw shooters, a little better than Renton. But naturally, you want your guards to go. Boston and Jones, the 2 little girls, they can go to the line and make some things happen. That's the Renton band you're watching right now, and the Renton bench as well. So all the Renton fans across the way on their feet. They're trying to come from behind. They were behind 20-10 at halftime to catch this Garfield Bulldog basketball team. Garfield leading 37-34, 21 seconds to play in the ball game, and Garfield will have the ball out of bounds under the Renton basket. That's Fuller trying to get it inbounds. Boston loses the ball. Scramble on the floor, jump ball called, and it goes to Garfield. Possession, Garfield.
Those are when you wish those arrows were in your direction.
Or maybe you had a jump ball in.
Yes.
Before the O rule. Inbounds play. Joyce Jones is fouled, and she's best free throw shooter on the basketball team for Garfield. So Joyce Jones, the 5'5" senior who now has over 1,000 career points. And Joyce has 14 today in the ball game, trying to pick up her 15th and 16th point of the game right now. She's an all-league performer for 2 years. In and out. Garfield to rebound. Boland, outlet pass. That's Bradford. Bradford down. Golly, Darrell rather. Nancy Darrell with the basket. Foul called in front of the Renton bench.
1-on-1.
And with 6 seconds to go, it is 37-36 in favor of Garfield. And shooting 1-on-1 at the line will be Joyce Jones. It's down to championship time right now.
Yes, it is.
Renton is going to call a timeout and talk it over. And what do you do with 6 seconds to go? You have another timeout left. They must have another timeout left. Call timeout and set up another play because they're going to take all precautions right now and figure out exactly what they can do with 6 seconds to go, trailing by 1. And Joyce Jones, who just missed a moment ago at the free throw line. Garfield 2 for 7 from the field in the fourth quarter and 6 from 8 for the free throw line in the fourth quarter of this basketball game. Well, it was all Garfield early, Kathy, and it looked like it was all over. 20-10, Garfield dominating play, and then all at once, here comes Renton out of the gate, and they play very well in the second half.
Go back and do not take the ball out unless they call a timeout. Now let's go.
A look at the two benches, the two coaches, Jim Hall of Renton and Ron Davis of Garfield. And at the line right now, Joyce Jones. She was there just a moment ago with a chance really to put it away and missed the front end of a one-on-one. Joyce Jones, 14 points in the game. 6 seconds. Just good. 38-36. Garfield over Renton.
Takes a lot to shoot these.
Second shot off the front, rolls and will not go. Renton with the rebound. They have a chance to tie. To Powell. Powell almost loses it. Her shot at the
Oh my.
Garfield wins it.
Nice game. Very nice game.
Garfield defeats Renton 38-36. This is the last shot of the ball game. It'll be taken by SHANA Powell. Almost loses it. Turns. Off balance shot. Off the glass. Oh, I'll tell you. It was close. Garfield 38. Renton 36. Garfield wins the AAA crown for the first time since 1980. And that's the first AAA crown for Coach Ron Davis as the varsity coach. And we'll be back. Talk with the coach, the players, the winning team right after this.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future,
Glad you could come in.
it's the only place to be.
One shake, yeah. Come on, play. A whole lot of shaking going going on. Think some of baby, you know the flavor can't go wrong. Come get it, sister, we got chocolate in the glass. Come get it, mister, we got the taste you can't surpass. Sure can taste a whole lot of chocolate going down.
Shake up a good thing.
Hey, I'll tell you who's having a sale. A big sale on hundreds of top-quality auto parts, supplies, and accessories. Shucks! It's Shucks Spring Car Care Sale with Purolator oil filters from $2.49 each after mail-in rebate. Really durable rain dance wax is just $3.99 after mail-in rebate. And Shucks has some great savings for you on Whistler radar detectors from $79.99. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, you know where to go. Shucks.
So Garfield over Renton to win the girls' AAA crown 38-36 in a thriller. And Rick Meter is standing by right now and one of the star players of the basketball game today and the head coach of the Garfield Bulldogs. Rick?
Thank you, Bruce. We're with Joyce Jones, who stepped to the line there in the closing seconds of this basketball game and hit a couple of big free throws. She looked calm and cool, were you?
I was kind of nervous. I wanted to start crying when I shot, but I kept my cool.
Well, you certainly did. How's it feel to win a state championship?
Feels good. I've been waiting for this since I was a freshman.
Were you concerned? Now, you had a pretty comfortable lead at halftime, but they made an awfully good run at you down the stretch of this ball game. Were you afraid it might get away?
I think we're just tired because we played 3 games in a row. That's all. Just tired.
Yeah, but you had enough left at the end to reach down and pull up something, right?
Yep.
All right, let you get over there and cut a strand of that net. Let's speak with Ron Davis, the head coach of the Garfield girls. Congratulations, Ron.
Oh, thank you.
You were nervous with a 10-point lead. You must have been going nuts down the stretch.
Well, I knew that 10-point lead. We just couldn't rest on that 10-point lead. Renton's too good of a ball club to think that, they only scored 10 points. I knew they were going to come out ready to do something. And like Joyce said, it's been a long 3 days. And, we're a little tired. We've been running for 3 days, but we lasted. And so we're happy. I mean, I just can't describe how happy we are.
You lasted just long enough. Way back in October, November, when this basketball season began, did you think it was possible you'd be here and enjoying this moment?
After we got in the tournament last year, and we didn't play very well our first ball game, we came back and won 2 games to take 4th. We start planning for this day. We started planning for this day then. We knew it was going to be a tough road. We knew that Juanita had all their key people back and all the other people around the league. So we put together a pretty tough schedule. We played Renton. We played Lincoln-Tacoma, which won the Narrows League. We played Snohomish, which won the West Coast League Championship. And we played Auburn, and we just went and played a lot of tough teams to get us ready for this day. We had some disappointments along the road. We said, hey, that's our goal. We lost a few games. But I think it helped us. We lost our second game to Auburn by 2 points. And so, we had to say, well, we still could make it, but we just can't talk it. We got to go out there and work hard. So those little setbacks made us stronger.
That happens to a lot of teams. Let's face it, getting by Juanita in the regionals had to be a big, big step for this ball club as well.
Oh, that was a big thrill. There was a big thrill. That might be the second biggest thrill to this game tonight, That Juanita is a fine ball club, and that was a big thrill to get past them. So we had to beat some tough teams. We had to beat Juanita, Puyallup, Auburn, and then this team right here, Renton, which is a tough team. So we were just happy.
All right, they're ready to present the trophy. We won't hold you any longer. Congratulations again.
You.
All right, Ron Davis, head coach of the Garfield girls. Bruce, back to you.
Thank you, Rick, very much. Oh, what an exciting finish to the basketball game today. And it's interesting that Jones finishes with 15 points, the leading scorer for Garfield in the ball game, hitting a free throw right there at the end to really put it away. And also Darrow just with a tremendous second half in the ball game, finishes with 21 points, but the Garfield Bulldogs just hang on to win it 38-36 in a boys AA game final for you right now. Fife over Squim 54-50 in overtime. Fife takes third, and Squim finishes 5th in the boys AA tournament. So we'll be back and have more from the Coliseum in Seattle, Washington right after this.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future,
Glad you could come in.
it's the only place to be.
Hey, I'll tell you who's having a sale. A big sale on hundreds of top-quality auto parts, supplies, and accessories. Shucks! It's Shucks Spring Car Care Sale with Pennzoil Motor Oil. By the case, it's priced at just 54 cents a quart after mail-in rebate. Champion spark plugs are everyday low priced at just 89 cents each. And Shucks Lifetime Battery is just $89.99 and guaranteed for the life of your car. How's that?
Yeah, you know where to go. Shucks. What's shaking? Come over, baby. A lot of shaking going on. Pick some, baby. You know the flavor can't go wrong. Come get it, sister. We got chocolate in the glass. Come get it, mister. We got the taste you can't surpass. Sure can taste a whole lot of chocolate going down. Shake up a good thing.
This celebration continues in Seattle for the Garfield Bulldogs. Garfield defeats Renton 38-36 to win the girls' AAA championship for the first time on television across the state of Washington. And what a fun basketball game it was. Kathy, I'm amazed that Renton able to come back down 20-10 at halftime, able to really come back and almost win this ball game at the end. They had a shot at it. They had a shot to tie right at the end and really get back in it. And a young lady by the name of Nancy Darrow played very, very well. She finished at 21 points in the ball game.
They did an excellent job. I think that both teams should be congratulated because it was a good basketball game. Scoring was not necessarily high, but I think that had a lot to do with nerves, being tired, being in the Coliseum, being on TV. I think that perhaps made them all a little nervous. They played good basketball, though. There was good defense. They were patient on offense. I was just impressed with both teams.
You look at the scoring for both teams. Donnelly finishes with 3, Darrow with 21, Bolden with 6, and Bradford with 6. For Renton, only 4 of the young girls get into the scoring column. For Garfield, Holmes had 6, McLaughlin 4, Boston 4, the other guard. Jones had 15 to lead the way. Fuller with 8, but she dominated on the boards.
Yeah.
And Wright finishes with 1. So the Garfield girls do the thing they have to do today. There are a lot of Garfield fans around the state of Washington as they win the girls' AAA crown. Now you're looking at the boys sitting back here, and they're going to play against Roosevelt at 9 o'clock. Now, the last time that a team won the girls' title and the boys' title, remember that? 1980, and it was Garfield that did it the last time around, which is really incredible, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's been quite a day here today as the celebration continues. They're taking pictures now, as you see, of the Garfield Bulldogs. And earlier today, Bainbridge defeated Seaholm 45-26, if you weren't with us, to win the AA championship at that time. So very, very exciting day, and more basketball coming up tonight, starting at 7 o'clock with the AA championship game for boys, followed at 9 o'clock by the AAA championship game for boys.
And now let me introduce to you, please, those non-starters. First